One of the things that I think a lot about, and I have been thinking a lot about, is the balance between creating for yourself and making it something that you enjoy doing and making sure that you enjoy the process, right? Because if I don't enjoy the creative process, if I don't enjoy the journey, if I don't enjoy the learning process, I'm not going to keep showing up to do it, right? I'm going to end up stopping because I'm not enjoying it. So if I'm just trying to create something for an audience and I'm only thinking about what they want, well, one, that seems like it's going to be unsustainable for me because I'm not going to want to keep creating that long term. Maybe I can do that for 6 months to a year, blow up on Twitter, but I'm like, if it's not really what I want to be talking about, is that really going to bring me joy long term?
Yeah.
So I feel like I have to really enjoy the process. So I have to enjoy what I'm talking about. And so I think it starts there where it's like, just talk about what resonates with you and figure out how you can frame it for sure. Like I would think about framing it in a way that you're not just like, these are my journal thoughts, like, and putting that out there. You can always kind of shift it in a way that adds a little bit of value to the audience. But I would say first and foremost, like just create what you want and create the content that you want to create. And then you just have to trust that you're going to find people.
Yeah.
I think the other thing that's really interesting is there are a lot of communities, and I mean, we're in one, right? And a bunch of overlap between Building a Second Brain, Rite of Passage, Part-Time YouTuber Academy. A lot of those communities have a shared value and a shared ethic of learning in public and sharing what you're learning and supporting people on that and just being supportive about their curiosity. And so if you can find those sorts of communities and really embed yourself within those communities where it's not, we're all not learning the same things. Like Michael Ashcroft just today, again, posted about that tea concoction that he's making. I would never sit down and learn about that, but I think it's fascinating that he is. And that's because there's sort of a shared ethic in that community of just like learning in public, being curious about things, and then sharing it. And everybody seems to support one another in terms of just learning stuff. And so I think having that sort of community gives you that permission and really gives you the sort of psychological safety of, I'm going to find people that are going to resonate with this because they're not just resonating with the material, they're resonating with the curiosity. And so that sort of gives you the freedom to be like, oh, okay, I can talk about whatever I want to talk about because people are just supporting me and my creation and my evolution, you know, my exploration, my curiosity, not the specific topic. So I think it's like, it gives you that sort of freedom to do that. And then when you find that thing that works for you, well, now you've already had the support to get there. And then I think at that point, it'll amplify.
Yeah. That's what I love about this community so much is that we're all so positive and enthusiastic about things. Like if Michael wants to write about tea, or if I want to, write about strength training or whatever, it doesn't have to be necessarily something that you're interested, but it's because the person is curious that we're all supportive of that, which I love so much.
Yeah. Well, and it's like, it's all about, I think we all sort of share this idea of self-exploration, right? And really exploring ourselves and exploring our potential and seeing what that looks like in the world. And so we all learn from one another in that way because we're all sort of sharing that same value. So it's like you learning about strength training is super helpful because I love strength training, but I don't have the time to go out and learn about it because I'm learning about, self-actualization and society and things like that, studying self and self-development. So you doing that helps me, and hopefully I can give a little bit of something as well in terms of how to think about something else differently. And so it's like we can all kind of come together and it's like this collective hive mind, but individuality is what's encouraged within that hive mind, which is kind of an interesting thing.